My name is Edgar Tays, and today we're going to be presenting our philosophy final. So our question was, do you think that the Nazi officer did anything wrong? The scene should be when Sophie told the Nazi officer that she was not a Jew, but a polygynic Christian. So for stage 1, my response got accidentally deleted, so I'll put my partner's for stage 1. His opinion, the officer was very wrong in what he did. He verbally assaulted a woman in front of her own children. He was there as a made them worship him. On the other hand, the woman was wrong because she let a stranger take her child. Under no circumstances should a woman let an unknown stranger take her child. They were both in a straw situation, and therefore there should be any judgment here, because I would not be able to handle this type of situation. So for stage 2, this is my response. I agree with you. The officer didn't have any right to get at her. He did assault the woman in front of her own children, but the woman also had a choice to not mess with the officer once he left. Once he left, she told him something that made him want to take a child, but she didn't make her mind up, so he took both of them. That was where the woman messed up. And yes, she's wrong for forgiving her children, but there was nothing she could have done. The question would be, why is the officer's fault? If he had already left, why did she call him back? So for stage 3, my partner answered, the officer was doing his job originally, but he had too much power. He thinks because his job allows him to treat people like animals, then they won't mind if he hurts them a little bit more. My question to you is, if you were the officer and you had many higher authority than officers behind your back, would you done the same thing? You also have to remember that he's trying to stand up for his group of people, and it only matters to him that he does. My response to his question was, in my opinion, view as the officer, I would have done the same thing in order to fulfill my duties as a Nazi officer. I would also show part of my duties as an officer. I wouldn't be able to show my weak side. I would have also given the choice to keep one of her children if she wouldn't act fast. I would also just taken both of them. Why? Because I have the authority to do so, and I believe that people with bigger power are able to do what they want. So this is my stage 4. I believe that my thinking idea relates to Thomas Aquinas because he believed that in this world there is common sense, and he believes that there's a good and bad in the world. He also believed that people take too much power into grant and believe that they could do anything with it. When they have a law, he also believed that the human being was defined by his own mortality. If the guard felt that he could do anything he wanted, then it shows that he doesn't need any commands from his chief. Aquinas also believed that God was everything and no one could ever be bigger than God. This let the guard know that what he did was wrong, and I believe that the guard actually led him to contrast his mortality. This was my partner's stage 4. My thought about the situation is very unique because I have been part of many decisions that I've had come through in my life. When it comes to having too much power, the way I use it is by the situation I had. Maybe the officer thought it could be okay to do what he did because he has too much power. Or he thought it was okay because other fellow co-officers did the same as him. For example, Rene Descartes is famous for geometry and algebra, so therefore he obviously knows that everything he does is backed up with the correct reason. The reason I made the point with the philosophers is that everyone knows that math has to be proven correct unless given a specific hardcore test. Think about the officer. We don't know why he decided to do what he did. He has no reason to do what he did. Therefore, if the guy was with Rene, he would not simply get away with that specific reason of why he wanted to do what he did. In conclusion, Rene is a Greek philosopher who is excellent when it comes down to math. Therefore, the officer did not have simply because he had too much power, then he is not simply responsible and does not think for the greater good. He does not think because he looks for weak people, target, and makes them feel bad for being them and who they truly are. So in conclusion, I believe that the officer was wrong in what he did. He should have never used too much power he had to make other people's lives miserable. And he did that by taking the woman's 2 children away. And I believe that should be wrong.